DWI arrest that has now sparked a federal excessive force lawsuit. That suit filed today seeks $500,000 against a Brooklyn Park police officer, alleging not only that a man's civil rights were violated, but that the officer lied about what happened. And we found that it's not the first time that this officer has been accused of excessive force. 5 Eyewitness News reporter Mark Albert has the story you'll see first on 5. Mark?
Leah, this is 33-year-old Amos T Jr. right after his arrest for suspicion of DWI in April of last year. He claims he asked repeatedly to use the restroom, but the arresting officer did not let him. So T wet himself in a holding area, and when the officer starts to clean it up, the confrontation begins. So right now, he's ordering your client into the corner.
That's right.
Face the wall. All right, move over to that corner.
This is Brooklyn Park officer Michael Roble telling a handcuffed Amos T to stand still in the corner of a holding room at police department headquarters. But T doesn't. Why did he move when the officer told him to stay there?
What you're seeing there is sort of an intoxicated individual stumbling around.
T wails as the officer tries to get him under control. Roble then appears to warn his colleague. The officer says twice to the other person, watch out, watch out.
He knew he was going to take this man to the ground. He turns his body, he plants his foot, and he pile drives him headfirst into the ground.
And what happens?
When Mr. Togbeson's head splits open, the blood immediately starts to pool.
A puddle of blood quickly grows under Togbeson's head. When he's moved to the side to be treated by paramedics, the amount of blood becomes clear.
You open your eyes?
Togbeson moans, lying prone on the floor with a concussion. He needed 13 stitches and now has permanent head injuries, his attorney says. Officer Roble, in his official report, says the warning to his colleague was to protect her from splashing urine, and that this was not a planned takedown, but the two fell, the officer wrote, because, quote, my boots began slipping on the wet floor.
My father is a retired police officer. I have a great affinity for police officers. I grew up with them my whole life. And for me, what I find personally offensive is the breach of public trust, where an officer lies to us and they expect us to believe it.
And you believe this officer is lying?
Absolutely.
A department spokesman declined to comment on behalf of Brooklyn Park Police or Officer Roble, citing the ongoing litigation. An official response will be filed in court in the next few weeks. You can watch an extended clip of the altercation right now on our website at ksdp.com. Mark Albert, 5 Eyewitness News.
We did some digging into this officer's background. He's a St. Paul native who's been an officer in Brooklyn Park for almost 6 years. He was just named Officer of the Month in January, and he's earned honors of appreciation and achievement. Just 4 months before this latest incident, Brooklyn Park settled another excessive force lawsuit that he was initially a part of, costing taxpayers more than $52,000.